Hello and shit, Ed here. Today I'm back from my little Christmas hiatus. I'm pasty, it's winter time, but the gains are still going and flowing, baby. And we got a great video for you today. We're talking about LGD. Right, our second SARM of the series, LGD4033, also known as LIGANDROL, whatever you want to call it. That's what it is. We're going to get into it. We're going to talk about what exactly it is, what are its benefits, how does it work, side effects, dosage, timing, cycle length, and my personal experience with it. So let's get into it. I'm going to make this video short and sweet. I'm going to give you the basic rundown. For those of you that don't know, LGD is a SARM. Hopefully you know what SARMs are if you're watching this video. If not, they are selective androgen receptor modulators. They're going to bind to your androgen receptors in your body in a similar way that testosterone or other steroids would, but SARMs are going to do so in a more tissue selective fashion. They are specifically going to bind to muscle and bone tissues. LGD specifically, what we're talking about today, is one of the most selective SARMs out there, offering the greatest anabolic to androgenic ratios. You're going to get a lot of the muscle building capabilities without a lot of the androgenic side effects that we want to avoid, which is great. Similar to ostarine, LGD was developed for muscle wasting diseases, bone density diseases, all of that stuff. It's been around for quite some time, over 10 years, but just a lot of people don't know about this stuff. So here I am educating you. LGD, it's a heavy-duty SARM, one of these stronger ones out there. It's specifically used as a bulking agent. LGD is going to gain some serious size. So this is going to be a step up from, your introductory ostarine. Again, this is a research chemical, so it's not for human consumption. If you're going to do it, make sure you got a lab rat to test it on. Don't take it yourself because people aren't supposed to take it. So, how do we do it? How does it work? Well, you take it orally in a dropper form, which is great. You don't need to inject anything, no nonsense like that. Like with steroids, so that's great. SARMs are easy to take, little dropper in your mouth, and then you kick it back, swallow it. All is good. Like I said before, LGD is mostly going to be a bulking agent. If you want to gain size, you want to gain strength, this is one of the big daddy SARMs out there that's going to do it. So, let's talk about some benefits of this one. Well, before we get into the benefits, I always like to say, max out your natural potential first. Live for a couple years, lock in your diet, lock in your routine, get as big as you can and as lean as you can before jumping into the world of SARMs. But you want to jump into the world of SARMs. That's why you're here. So why take LGD? What benefits can it offer? Well, it's going to improve your lean body mass and strength tremendously. This is not no protein powder. This is going to be some serious shit. So you're going to get big and you're going to get strong. You're also going to reduce your body fat while getting bigger, while getting stronger. Love that. It's going to help for recovery. It's going to increase your recovery time. Well, technically decrease your recovery time, make it shorter so that you can work out more frequently, you can get more volume in, thus getting bigger and stronger. LGD is also going to be safer on the liver than oral steroids. The way oral steroids work, how they're designed to get through the liver and into the, bloodstream to get digested, and it's a different mechanism that SARMs work by, so it actually gets through the liver much easier and safer. It's not 100% safe. It's still going to cause your liver levels to alter slightly, but not as bad as, say, like an oral steroid would. Why else do we look at LGD? Well, you're going to avoid a lot of those androgenic side effects that you would otherwise get with oral steroids, such as the acne, the balding, the prostate enlargement, all of that. LGD, as I said before, it's one of the most selective SARMs out there. Muscle and bone tissue. None of that other nonsense, okay? And this is going to outperform a lot of SARMs, even a lot of oral steroid alternatives. LGD is just like pound for pound one of the strongest oral supplements you can take. So you're going to get massive size and strength gains. How many pounds of muscle are you going to gain? It depends on your diet. If you're eating a lot, if you're bulking right, hey, you could gain like 5 to 10 pounds on this stuff, which might not sound like a lot, but in 2 months' time to gain that much muscle is like unheard of. It doesn't happen. But yeah, it comes with a cost. So there are some side effects that you need to watch out for while taking LGD. It is going to lead to mild testosterone suppression. Your body's going to be running off all this good LGD that we have. So your testes are going to say, hey, why are we making all this testosterone? We're running off this good stuff. Let's slow down. So you will get slightly suppressed. How suppressed depends on how much you take and for how long. We'll get into that in a second. I'm just going to talk about some more side effects right now, such as liver toxicity. Again, it's not going to be terrible, but it will be slightly toxic to your liver. If you want to take, a liver aid while you're taking this stuff, you can. I think it might be a little bit overkill, but better to be on the safe side than sorry. Another side effect that I got, not everybody will get this, is dry mouth. When I was on LGD, I noticed that my mouth was always dry. I always needed to drink something. I was thirsty all the time. I guess that's one way you can tell your LGD's legit. Maybe, but like not everybody's gonna get this side effect. So you might just watch out for it. LGD is gonna cause water retention, and with that water retention is gonna come an increase in blood pressure. So if you have high blood pressure, you should watch out, keep it in check, make sure you're staying healthy while you're taking this stuff. And one other thing to note is that it's going to decrease your HDL, which is your good cholesterol. You got your good cholesterol and your bad cholesterol. LGD may slightly affect your good cholesterol and bring it down. So just watch that if you have any cholesterol issues. Dosage, timing, cycle length. Let's do it. What do we got to do? Well, typically for SARMs, we're going to take them for 6 to 12 weeks, but I think that the sweet spot is in that 8 to 10 week range. LGD is no different. I would say starting off, keep it pretty short. See how your body reacts to it. Around that 8 week length is perfect. LGD has a half-life of 24 to 36 hours. That means we can dose it once per day safely. We'll be fine. If you want to split it up into 2 doses, one in the morning, one at night, hey, that's even better. It'll just help keep it even more stable in your blood, but once a day is perfectly fine. Milligram per milligram, LGD is going to be stronger than most steroids out there. It's going to be one of the strongest SARMs that you can take. This stuff is very potent, so don't screw around with it. We're going to start low. We can get great results with as little as 5 to 10 milligrams per day. If you're a very experienced SARM user, you might go up to 15 to 20 milligrams per day. But first timers, start with 5. My first time around, I started with 5 milligrams per day for 8 weeks, and I got incredible results. Trust me, less is more. Don't take a shit ton off the rip. You're going to be sorry. Do you need the PCT? Well, for LGD, I would say yes. It's always safer to PCT, but it's going to depend a lot on how much you take and for how long. If you're taking 5 milligrams a day for 8 weeks versus 20 milligrams a day for 12 weeks, we got 2 completely different scenarios. And ultimately, it's going to depend on what your blood work says. Get your blood checked before and after and see how off everything is. But if you want to be on the very, very safe side, you want to go overkill with your PCT, I would recommend starting the very next day, whenever your last LGD dosage is, very next day, start with Nova. You can go 20 milligrams a day for 2 weeks. That should be enough to kickstart everything back up. A generic over-the-counter, off-the-shelf at your supplement store PCT that comes in a bottle that just says PCT on it. That should be fine. Ultimately, it's going to depend on your blood work. It's going to depend on how much, how long. This is just a generic starting point, okay? This isn't all, this isn't the end-all, be-all. LGD, Like, I get excited talking about it because it is one of my favorite compounds. I tried it twice. First time around, I did 5 milligrams a day for 8 weeks. I noticed huge increases in muscle mass, vascularity, my pump in the gym while I was working out. It was just insane. Like, my arms and muscles were looking so full and the veins were popping. And this was only on 5 milligrams a day. You're really going to feel it start kicking in probably around week like 3-ish, I would say. It's got to take a little time for it to build up in your system, but you're going to notice it, and you're going to notice it pretty soon. So start low, as little as 5 milligrams per day. I got great results. My strength went up dramatically. Like I said, this is not no protein powder. This is big boy shit. Second time around, I did a quick little blast. I think I did 10 milligrams a day for like 4 weeks. This was just during like a little bridge. I was trying some other stuff, and then later on down the road I was trying some other stuff, but in between I had enough time to, you know, do a little 4-week LGD blast. Like, the results, they're incredible. This is one of my favorite compounds, but just be smart, be safe while you're doing it. Take into account all this advice I just talked about. Do your own research, but hey, I'm not supporting its use. I'm not condoning its use, but the shit does work. Also, I got 2 little lab rats that have never taken SARMs before that are testing out LGD starting right about now. So I'll keep you updated on those results so you guys can see some first-hand experience on the effects of LGD. So remember to take some before and afters, and I'll try and get them out to you guys in a later video. But for now, that's a quick little rundown of LGD. Hope you like it. Hope you got some information out of it. Take care. Goodbye. Yeah.